Come January 22nd, pretty much the entire tech world is going to be holding its breath for one company, Intel. They are about to drop their huge fourth quarter earnings report, and honestly, the stakes for the semiconductor giant could not be higher. So let's dive right in and break down exactly what you need to be watching for. You know, this quote really nails why we're all paying such close attention. This report isn't just a look in the rearview mirror at the last 3 months. No way. It's a massive signal about Intel's big strategy, its overall health, and really where this titan of the industry is headed next. And make no mistake, this is a moment of truth. I mean, this isn't just some random tech company, right? This is Intel we're talking about, a foundational pillar of the industry. Their chips literally powered the entire PC revolution. But right now, this legend is staring down one of its biggest tests in a generation.
To really get what's at stake here, you gotta look at their journey. For decades, Intel was the undisputed champ. They powered the PC boom and seemed absolutely untouchable. But the last 10 years? Wow. A ton of fierce competition forced them into a massive strategic pivot. They're not just designing their own chips anymore. They're launching a whole new business to make chips for other companies, and they're going all in on the AI revolution.
So here's the bottom line. The company that once seemed invincible is now getting tested from every single direction. Delays in their own cutting-edge manufacturing have swung the door wide open for rivals to catch up, and in some cases, even pull ahead. And these rivals are absolute heavyweights. You've got AMD coming at them tooth and nail in their core PC and server markets. Apple basically said, you know what? We'll just build our own, and showed the world they could. And then there's NVIDIA, which has an iron grip on the exploding AI market. All right, so let's step onto that battlefield, because this isn't just about who's making the chips anymore. It's about which chips are going to win the war for the future. Okay, now this is where things get really interesting. The PC market? Yeah, it's their bread and butter, their historic stronghold, but the growth is kind of meh. The real action, the explosive, game-changing growth is all happening in the data center and, holy cow, the AI market. This is where the future is going to be won or lost. So with all that going on, how do we actually, keep score? Forget all the noise. We're going to zoom in on just 3 key numbers. That's it. 3 numbers that'll tell us pretty much everything we need to know. First up, revenue. Now, this is the big headline number everyone sees, but honestly, the real story is what's hiding underneath. The question isn't just how much money did they make, it's which parts of the business are actually growing. And this just lays it all out perfectly. Client computing, that's PCs, is their biggest piece of the pie, for sure. But what everyone, and I mean everyone, is going to be glued to is that data center and AI group. Is it growing fast? That's the big sign of whether their strategy is paying off. We'll also be looking for any signs of life in their new foundry business. It's still tiny, but it's their massive, long-shot bet on the future. All right, number 2 to watch is gross margin. Let me break this down super simply. For every dollar Intel makes selling a chip, how much of that is pure profit after they pay for, making the thing? That's it. It's like a health check for their profitability and how well their factories are running. And right now, this is a huge deal for them. Intel used to have these amazing, sky-high margins, but now they are pouring billions into building new factories, and at the same time, the competition is so fierce they're getting into price wars. Both of those things crush profitability, so investors will be desperate to see if those margins are finally stabilized. And that brings us to the third, and honestly, maybe the most important metric of all, the AI gauntlet. This is it, the big one. Can Intel finally prove to the market that it can be a real player in the age of artificial intelligence? The matchup here is crystal clear. You've got NVIDIA, the undisputed king of the hill. They own this space with their GPUs and amazing software. And then you've got Intel, the challenger, throwing everything they have into their own AI chips to try and just grab a slice of this absolutely massive market. Any good news here would be huge for them. Okay, so when those numbers finally drop, they're going to feed one of 2 totally different stories. Let's call them the bull case, that's the super optimistic story, and the bear case, the, well, not so optimistic one. So the bull case, right? That's the story where the turnaround is actually working. We'd see their AI chips are getting real traction, maybe they'd announce a huge new foundry customer. Their margins would finally stabilize, and most importantly, their forecast for 2026 would look amazing. Now, the bear case.
Well, that's the complete opposite. It's the story where they're still stuck in the mud, losing market share, getting crushed by high spending, and their outlook for the year ahead is just weak.
So, what does this all actually mean for you? Let's boil it all down. What are the key things you need to walk away with?
Okay, listen up, because if you remember one thing, make it this. The single most important part of this entire report isn't going to be about what they did last quarter. It's about what they think they're going to do over the next year. That forecast, what we call forward guidance, is everything.
So, here's your game plan for when the report comes out. Step 1, go straight to the guidance for 2026. That's the headline. Step 2, if you're a short-term trader, just brace yourself. It could get bumpy as the market figures things out. And step 3, if you're in it for the long haul, try to ignore the knee-jerk reactions. Listen to what the executives are saying about their actual progress in AI, data centers, and the foundry business. That's where the real story is.
And that leaves us with the million-dollar question, doesn't it? Intel is a true giant of technology, and it's at a massive turning point. So, when the dust settles on January 22nd, what are we going to see? Are we watching a legend continue to stumble, or are we about to witness the very beginning of an epic comeback story? We're all going to be watching.